The rugby world witnessed another unforgettable test match as the Springboks produced a thrilling 42-28 victory over Scotland at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria. But the final score tells only part of the story. For long periods of this breathtaking contest, Scotland matched the reigning world champions in intensity, ambition, and skill, pushing the defending champions closer than many expected. The atmosphere inside Loftus Versfeld was electric from the opening whistle, with thousands of supporters expecting another dominant performance from South Africa after their impressive victory over England a week earlier. Instead, they were treated to one of the most entertaining test matches of the season, a contest filled with spectacular attacking rugby, fearless decision-making, and moments of brilliance from both teams. The occasion was also significant for Rassie Erasmus, who reached another remarkable milestone in his coaching career by becoming the most capped head coach in Springboks history. It was another reminder of how much influence the mastermind has had on South African rugby since taking charge. Even though Rassie Erasmus made major changes to his starting lineup, introducing fresh faces and giving opportunities to players eager to prove themselves, the identity of the Springboks remained unchanged. They continued to play with relentless physicality, outstanding discipline under pressure, and incredible efficiency whenever scoring opportunities appeared. Early in the game, the visitors showed they had no intention of simply defending against the world champions. Led brilliantly by fly-half Finn Russell, Scotland attacked with confidence and repeatedly challenged the South African defensive system. Rather than taking easy points from penalties, Finn Russell consistently backed his teammates by kicking for the corner, sending a clear message that Scotland had traveled to Pretoria believing they could defeat the reigning world champions. That fearless mentality immediately won the respect of rugby supporters across the world. The opening exchanges became a fascinating tactical battle, with both teams refusing to settle for conservative rugby. Eventually, the breakthrough came from Embrose Papier, whose awareness around the breakdown proved decisive. Spotting an opportunity around the base of a ruck, the scrum half accelerated through a gap before racing clear to score an outstanding try in front of his home crowd. It was an emotional moment for Embrose Papier, who had waited years for another opportunity to wear the green and gold jersey. His finish demonstrated not only pace but outstanding game awareness, instantly rewarding the faith shown in him by Rassie Erasmus. Before Scotland had fully recovered, Roos crossed for another try, giving the home side a commanding advantage. The quick double appeared to suggest that another dominant Springboks performance was developing, but Scotland refused to disappear. Instead, they produced arguably their finest spell of rugby ever seen on South African soil. Their forwards increased the physical intensity, while the backs played with remarkable creativity. The scrum began generating momentum through the efforts of Xander Fagerson, whose powerful work laid the platform for repeated attacks close to the try line. Eventually, Fagerson forced his way across to reduce the deficit and completely change the momentum of the match. Suddenly, belief spread throughout the visiting side. Every successful carry, every dominant tackle, and every accurate pass increased their confidence against the defending world champions. Then came one of the most memorable attacking moments of the evening. Finn Russell, already controlling the game beautifully, produced an extraordinary piece of skill with a stunning offload that completely disrupted the South African defensive line. The move created space for the outstanding Sione Tuipulotu, whose strength and footwork carried him through multiple defenders before the attack eventually ended with Kriel scoring an outstanding try. As the conversion sailed through the posts, the scoreboard reflected the remarkable effort from the visitors. Against almost every prediction before kickoff, Scotland had drawn level with the reigning Rugby World Cup champions. The contest had transformed into an unforgettable spectacle. Neither team was interested in slowing the tempo. Every possession was attacked with ambition, every collision carried enormous intensity, and every supporter inside the stadium sensed they were witnessing something special. Throughout the first half, Scotland actually controlled significant periods of possession, forcing the Springboks to make countless tackles. The work rate from both teams reached extraordinary levels. Players repeatedly got off the ground after heavy collisions and immediately prepared for the next phase, refusing to surrender even a single meter. Although the statistics increasingly favored Scotland, the defending champions never appeared concerned. This has become one of the defining characteristics of teams coached by Rassie Erasmus. They rarely panic, regardless of territory or possession. Instead, they trust their defensive system, wait patiently for opportunities, and strike with ruthless precision whenever mistakes appear. That patience would eventually become one of the defining stories of this unforgettable test match. The second half began with both South Africa and Scotland fully aware that the next 20 minutes could determine the outcome of one of the most entertaining test matches of the year. Neither side abandoned its attacking philosophy, and that commitment to positive rugby continued to delight everyone watching around the world. While the Springboks attempted to increase the pressure through their powerful forward carries and structured set-piece play, Scotland refused to retreat into a defensive shell. Instead, Finn Russell continued directing play with remarkable confidence, mixing short passes with clever tactical kicks and constantly asking questions of the South African defense. Every possession from the visitors carried genuine attacking intent, forcing the reigning world champions to defend phase after phase without losing their composure. That resilience has become the trademark of teams coached by Rassie Erasmus, and once again it proved to be one of the biggest reasons behind victory. The Springboks were not dominating possession, nor were they spending long periods camped inside Scottish territory, but they never allowed frustration to affect their discipline. They trusted that eventually opportunities would arrive, and when those opportunities came, they showed why they remain one of the most clinical teams in international rugby. The turning point arrived through the smallest of margins. During another promising attacking sequence, Ewan Ashman lost possession at a crucial moment, handing the Springboks an unexpected opportunity deep inside Scottish territory. It was not the result of overwhelming South African pressure or an extraordinary defensive play. Instead, it was a rare unforced mistake in an otherwise outstanding Scottish performance. Yet elite test rugby often punishes even the smallest error, and the world champions immediately capitalized. Within moments, Ilrai Lu powered over the try line, shifting momentum back towards the home side and reminding everyone why championship-winning teams are so dangerous. They do not require dozens of opportunities to score. They simply need one. Suddenly the crowd inside Loftus Versfeld found its voice again, sensing that their team had rediscovered control of the contest. Even after conceding that crucial try, Scotland refused to surrender. Their response demonstrated the remarkable belief that has been developing within the squad over recent seasons. Rather than becoming conservative, they continued attacking with ambition, supported by tireless performances from players like Josh Bayliss, Ben White, Sione Tuipulotu, and Matt Fagerson, who repeatedly carried into heavy traffic against one of the most physical packs in world rugby. Every successful Scottish attack increased the tension inside the stadium because the visitors genuinely looked capable of creating another upset. However, championship teams understand how to control decisive moments, and once again the experience of the Springboks became the difference. A costly penalty allowed the home side to establish field position close to the Scottish line, and from there the famous South African driving maul went to work. With remarkable precision, the forwards marched relentlessly towards the try line before Damian Willemse stretched over to score. It was another example of the ruthless efficiency that has defined the Springboks throughout the Rassie Erasmus era. They did not need spectacular passages of possession to score points. Instead, they relied upon patience, accuracy, and complete confidence in their systems. Even then, the drama was far from finished. The closing stages became an end-to-end spectacle, with both teams exchanging tries in front of an increasingly excited crowd.